Okay, now we're right.
Okay. So there's with T.R.U.E School, which my wife executive directs, and I'm a program director. There's really, and that's all just fluffy ways to say we run the organization. But she's admin for the most part, and I'm the guy in the field. So she's in the office, I'm in the field. That's pretty much how we run the business. And so we both agreed that this wall would be awesome to paint. One, because it gets tagged up a lot. Previously, used to get tagged up a lot. Two, it's in the middle of our side of town. All of our kids live in this area. So she secured the wall, and we got it. And then we flew in a friend of ours, a friend of our organization. His name is Cope 2. Cope 2 is probably the equivalent of Michael Jordan to basketball. He's the guy that made it. So if you're serious about your art, you want to be like Cope 2. You want to get your name in video games like Grand Theft Auto and things of that nature. That's what it is. So we flew him out for another event we were doing simultaneously with this one, and he kind of oversaw the finishing last touches of the wall. But we all agreed. I did it with like 6 or 7 other guys. We all agreed it should say from the youth to the community, and it should have youth doing art in the piece somewhere. And there's one of the guys I painted with. He's a character specialist. When it comes to cartoon-like characters, which is what I envisioned for this wall. I didn't want it to be too serious, and I knew he'd be able to nail it. He nailed it, and that's pretty much what this section right here represents. This is the kids of this neighborhood. If you look, if we go through the walls, there's different colors. Everything's different. There's girls, there's guys, there's light skin, there's dark skinned folks in this wall. So we wanted to represent the neighborhood and the kids that do the art. And they all have oversized art pieces just to represent, the movement, the art movement in this neighborhood.
How long did it take?
About 2 working days. About 2 working days and like maybe 4 or 5 hours of fine tuning. So, we're looking at about 20 hours.
Did anybody stop you?
No. And earlier, when we first started this, like 6 years ago, that was happening a lot. But now, we've kind of put our stamp, on Milwaukee. So, when we do stuff, they don't bother us too much anymore. Which I think is awesome. They may not like it, but they don't harass us. So, they stop by, they hang out, they'll make their presence known, but they don't really give us a hard time.
How long is this going to be up on this wall, do you think?
Probably for a very long time. Until we were going to redo it this summer, like the top to bottom, the entire wall, but the owner said she likes it and she wants to keep it, so it'll probably be here for some years.
And if you could just end with one message of what do you hope this art will say to the world, or what do you hope happens with it, or is there any next step?
I hope that the kids who are getting arrested for it, get eat off of it. I hope that they stop getting arrested, or at least, they are presented with alternatives. Illegal graffiti will never go away, ever. It's, Neanderthals wrote on cave walls. It's never going to go away. Your 1-year-old writes on your kitchen walls. The teenagers write on walls in the streets. It's never going to go away. But I wish that somebody with power, with finances, with resources, could give these kids an outlet, and a real one, and not some band-aid over a bullet wound, but really sew it up and stitch it up and make sure it's taken care of.
Thank you so much.
No problem.